Hey, what's going on, guys? Spear Gaming here. Today we're going to be kicking off a brand new series that is hopefully going to help out some of the new light players as well as maybe some of the veterans even. But we're going to be breaking down what the current meta is. My goal is to try and help some of the new light players and let you know which weapons are really good and which ones you should be going after, and also let you know how to get them and also what roles to look for. This is also going to be beneficial for veteran players because there's a lot of players out there that maybe you've played for a long time, but maybe some of these guns you never knew how to get, or some of them have some god roll perks you never even thought about using. So my goal with this series is to help both new light and veteran players, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. But I need your guys' feedback, so let me know in the comments section if you enjoy this video, and also let me know which weapons you'd like to see covered right here on the series in PvE as well as PvP, and maybe even Gambit if we get to that point. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so first things first, let's go ahead and look at where we're getting the information that tells us what the current meta is. Well, we're actually going to be using a third-party Discord bot called Charlemagne. Charlemagne is a third-party bot that uses Bungie's API to display all kinds of stats and leaderboards and clan rankings and even LFG. We have it currently set up in our Discord, so if you want to join, link is in the description box below. But we're going to be using the command PvE meta in our Discord, and this is what pops up. So the current meta for PvE, you can see here, is actually Ace of Spades, Recluse, and Hammerhead. Now, this is not necessarily that loadout, but we're going to be breaking down all three of these weapons in this video. We're going to go over the perks, we're going to go over how to get them, and we're also going to go over what the god roll would be for the Hammerhead, as the Recluse is a pinnacle weapon and Ace of Spades is an exotic. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. Real quick, I want to make a side note that Shadowkeep released a few new exotic catalysts, one of them being Ace of Spades. So if anyone did manage to pick up the Ace of Spades catalyst, which I actually got mine from playing my first match of comp in Shadowkeep, it actually dropped at the end of the match. But for those people that did pick it up, they're probably farming all of their kills on their Ace of Spades. That's probably why this is #1 on the PvE meta list. Over time, this weapon will probably get further and further down the list. It's not a bad gun, but we're still going to consider it, as a lot of people are using it this week in Destiny. Alright, so first up, what is Ace of Spades and how can we get it? If you're a new light player, you could be easily overwhelmed with how many weapons and things there are to do in this game. Ace of Spades is an exotic hand cannon, and you do have to have the Forsaken campaign in order to pick up this quest. The first step of the Ace of Spades is actually going to be once you complete the very first mission in the Forsaken campaign. The next step is actually going to pick up once you beat the campaign and you retrieve the Ace of Spades from Uldren. And if you need steps on how to actually get Ace of Spades, I did make a guide back when Forsaken came out. So if you want to click the link at the top of the screen, it'll take you through all the quest steps and easily be able to get Ace of Spades for yourself. I'm not going to break all the steps down, but essentially you're going to have to beat the campaign before you can actually start the quest for it. Now, exotics in Destiny 2 have two main exotic perks. One is going to be the intrinsic perk, and the other is going to be the trait. The intrinsic perk on Ace of Spades is Memento Mori. Reloading after a kill loads the magazine with a few extra damage bullets, and also grants a radar while aiming down sights. Obviously, this is going to be really good when it comes to ad clearing. You get a headshot, and then when you reload, you're going to get a few extra rounds, 6 to be exact, that are going to do a few extra damage. You kill another enemy with that extra damage, and then you can reproc it again once your Memento Mori runs out. Overall, really good and useful perk. The other exotic perk, the trait, is Firefly on Ace of Spades. Precision kills with this weapon increase reload speed and cause the target to explode, dealing solar damage to nearby enemies. So essentially, when you get a headshot, a precision kill, it's going to increase your reload speed, it causes them to explode, and also deals an area of effect solar damage. So obviously you can see why this would be a really good weapon to have when it comes to clearing out ads in PvE. Whether you're running strikes, whether you're running lost sectors, story missions, whatever, Ace of Spades is an overall pretty good weapon. Between Memento Mori, the increased added damage, as well as Firefly, the area of effect, the two perks work really well together. Now, like I said before, Ace of Spades is not the best PvE weapon, but people are farming their catalyst kills for this gun, and that's why it's #1 on the Kinetic list this week. Alright, so next up for the energy slot for this past week's PvE meta, we have the Recluse. Recluse is a pinnacle weapon, not to get confused with ritual weapons. Pinnacle weapons are legendary weapons that are quest-based and have a unique perk that is only found on that pinnacle weapon. For Recluse, the pinnacle perk we have is the Master of Arms. Now what this does is any kill with a weapon, it improves the weapon's damage for a short period of time, meaning you can get a kill with a kinetic weapon, switch to Recluse, and you have the perk active. You can get a kill with your heavy weapon as well. Any weapon will do to proc this perk. It has to be a weapon, can't be a super kill, can't be an ability kill, has to be a weapon kill. But that is very easy to do, and Master of Arms, even though it did get nerfed with Shadowkeep, Recluse is still extremely powerful. This is one of my go-to weapons. As you can see, I have 14,000 kills on this gun, and it's extremely powerful still, even with the small minor nerf that they did in Shadowkeep. Now, how do we actually get Recluse? Well, Recluse is a pinnacle weapon. It's actually locked behind a Triumph, not a Pursuit. So if you go to your Triumphs and you go down to Crucible, down to Glory ranks, you're going to look for the Stuff of Myth. This is the Triumph required to actually get you Recluse. You're going to have to do a couple of things. You're going to have to get a bunch of wins in Crucible. Any game mode will work. You can play Iron Banner, you can play competitive, you can play doubles, whatever will work besides, private matches. But any wins will count. If you are playing competitive, each win will count for more percentage, but you can do any game mode for the wins. The other requirement is you're going to have to get Fabled rank in Glory. Now, currently for competitive, we have two playlists. We have 3v3 survival with teams active, and 3v3 survival with only solo queue, the freelance playlist. Personally, I really am enjoying the freelance playlist. I'm actually grinding myself up to Legend, and hopefully we'll be able to get Not Forgotten this season. But Recluse is only going to require you to hit Fabled rank, which is 2100. It's important to know that if you have the wins percentage done, but you don't quite reach Fabled rank at the end of the season, when the season ends, your season rank will reset. So your wins will not go away, but your rank will. So it's really important to try to hit that 2100 mark in Glory each season if you're trying to get Recluse. Now, I do want to make a quick plug here. I do recovs for people to get people Recluse. So if you're interested, be sure to message me over on Twitter or Discord, and we can see what we can do to help you out. Now, once you actually have those two things completed, next time you go to Orbit, you'll get the Triumph, you cash it in, and then you go talk to Shax, and you can actually pick up your Recluse right there. Like I said, this pinnacle weapon definitely lives up to its work and the grind to get it. It's one of the best PvE meta weapons, and it's definitely #1 on this list for a very good reason. Alright, so last but not least, for the heavy weapon for the PvE meta is Hammerhead. Hammerhead dropped with the annual pass in Season of the Forge. Now in New Light, the way that you pick it up, when you head to the tower, go talk to Ada1, and she's going to give you a Black Armory machine gun frame. Once you have this frame, you're going to have to do a few different things. You're going to have to collect a weapon core, which can be found on the EDZ in the outskirts, or in the Gulch, and you're going to have to defeat one of these Forge Saboteurs, and once you kill him, you can open up these chests that are in the surrounding areas. You're also going to have to defeat Fallen to charge the weapon core. I'm going to run through these quest steps real quickly, give you a quick breakdown so you can know what to expect. The next quest step, you're going to have to get Power Weapon multi-kills and Power Weapon hive kills, so I would suggest going to Mars and start up Escalation Protocol. After that, you're going to have to get powerful enemies killed with power weapons. So head to the Leviathan from the director on Nessus and kill the 6 Cabal standing at the front entrance of the Leviathan. Once you kill them, go ahead and wipe and just restart the checkpoint, and you can keep killing them this way. After that, you're going to have to collect Radiant Seeds from powerful enemies. The easiest Lost Sector you can farm this in is in the Dreaming City, in the Strand. Find the Lost Sector, complete that Lost Sector twice, and you should have enough seeds to finish out this quest step. Return back to the tower, talk to Ada 1, and she's actually going to give you a frame that can actually be forged now finally. Once you have this forged frame, the way that New Light changed the forges is all 4 forges are on a daily rotation. You can do any forge to forge any weapon now, so just find it on the director in the EDZ, and you're going to be able to complete whatever forge it is, and you'll get the Hammerhead once you complete all of those quest steps. It's a little bit lengthy, takes a little bit of time, but this weapon is pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Hammerhead is a 450 RPM legendary machine gun. That means that it is not the hardest hitting, but it's also not the fastest shooting. It's pretty well rounded in terms of its stats. The way that you can recraft this weapon, once you have forged it the first time, you can pick up another frame from Ada 1, complete the steps, complete a forge, and you can get another Hammerhead. Pretty simple. It's only 2 steps long after you complete the first time. Now, the 3 perks you want to keep an eye out for on Hammerhead are Feeding Frenzy in the first column, and in the second column you want either Rampage or Surrounded. There is other perks, there's a bunch of other perks you can get on it, but in terms of what I think is actually the best and most useful, these 3 definitely stand out. Feeding Frenzy is going to make it where any kill you get can increase your reload speed, which is especially helpful on a machine gun. Generally, machine guns have slow reload speeds, but also anything that can output or increase your damage, even though they did nerf all damage multiplying perks in Shadowkeep. Rampage and Surrounded both do really good when it comes to increasing your damage for aggro. They did get nerfed in terms of the damage numbers, but those are still going to be your best options when it comes to Hammerhead. Alright guys, well that is going to wrap it up for this week. We're going to continue this series next week, and you guys can expect another upload. I'm going to try to do these every single week on the same day, so you guys can expect when a new meta breakdown will come out. But that was how to get the Ace of Spades, the Recluse, and the Hammerhead in Destiny 2 New Light. If you guys have any feedback of what weapons you want to see covered right here on this series, whether it be PvE, PvP, or Gambit, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope this does help you out. But yeah, be sure to do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, turn on notifications, and I will see you guys in the next one.